I've been working with my Singer 35505 for a good while now, trying to say, can I get more value out of it? And seeing what sort of thicker threads or colorful threads or things that I can do that would work. I found the limit, really, of the thread thickness is embroidery floss. So this is just a typical embroidery floss. It's a bit of a mess at the moment. But this is the type that you can separate into all the different strands. So if you see the end here, the end here, you can separate it. But if you leave it unseparated, you can use it either in the top or the bottom. Now what I've been doing here is using a little invention of mine, and it's just basically 4 bobbins of thread, and that makes it about that thick. So I could actually do 6 as well, but 4 works quite well. And what you can see is with the embroidery floss on the bottom, which is white, could be duplicated with extra threads, you get this variegated look, and it's nice and thick, so you can actually create a band, a really nice border, as opposed to just this sort of thin, if you use just strands of thread. So thicker thread actually does give a good result. The secret is to keep the tension on the back here, only just tight enough to keep it in the guides, and then that way it feeds and doesn't miss any threads. So I'm very pleased that it does this sort of look, because that's very useful. You can change the threads to any color. Here I've tried this thick metallic thread. This does not work. It's too grabby. However, because I'm using the bobbins, what I can do is put 4 strands of metallic thread, all the same color or not, doesn't matter, depending on the look you want, and then achieve a shinier result, which is what I want. So it'd look like this, but be all metallic, so that'd be quite beautiful. And then in the bottom you can either use more threads of the same, or the thick, or none at all. It doesn't really matter. With the embroidery floss, you get, a very raised look, which is rather attractive. From this side you can see it's just wibbly wobbly stitches, but that's just the nature of trying to follow it. But on top you'd never know, like it looks perfect. And I've just used black there to show you what it looks like. It just feeds as normal, nothing special. Down here I used the white on top and colored thread on the bottom, so that gives quite a nice subtle look as well. You could do things with that. Here I've sewn over ribbon. So the ribbon just laid flat like under braider, but just under the foot. And then I've just done a single embroidery floss on top. Here I tried ribbon. So quite thin, 1/8 inch ribbon. I think that's 3 millimeters, maybe 4 millimeters. All it does is curl it, which is a different look, but it's not really what I expected. I expected it to have that wavy look, but it ended up being too tight. Here I did ribbon and this metallic thread, which is too thick, and you see it just didn't work nicely. It just made a mess, really. So the best results are absolutely, this looks stunning now. It's the best results I've ever got out of this attachment, and I really like the look of that. I think it just rather splendid indeed. So I hope you found that interesting. I will show you it operating in a second. Okay, so here we go. Threaded up the machine. You need to tighten the screw on the bottom slightly to make sure it always feeds right, but that's easy enough done. But if you look here, the stitches are beautiful and really nice looking. Really nice. What I do want to do is print off another pack of these 2 things here for the bobbins, so then I can put 4 multicolored or probably white bobbins here. Seems a little odd, but if you don't have embroidery floss, it's easy to have white thread. There's a lot of white thread in the world, so you don't. That way I could use embroidery floss in the bottom, bobbin thread in the bobbin, which would be, there's a lot of variety of colors. There's also, I could just do solid colors in white, or I could do all white the whole way through and get really good results. You wouldn't see the crisscross as much unless you use fancier thread, but that of course would work. It's lovely and quiet doing this, it's fun. You get beautiful results. So I'm pleased I figured this out, because it makes a huge difference to the usefulness of this attachment. With too fine thread, it's just not, it doesn't give you that lovely, lovely result. But with the right thickness and multicolors, you get an incredible, really beautiful result. Bye for now.